Before he dons the Deadpool costume, Ryan Reynolds has something else in cinemas. It's called Selfless.
Yes.
And he is not alone in this movie. In fact, he is actually playing an interesting character here because he is the younger version of Ben Kingsley's character, a man named Damien, who is a rich DB.
Right, yeah. So basically, he has to play an old man trapped in a young man's body. You okay?
Fine. I just haven't seen anything like that in about 52 years.
Which is basically what's happening with you every day, right?
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you so much. I love this.
I just thought I would throw that one out there. Get one in there
my
with
pal
Victor
Marissa.
Lucas, DVD.
Yes, no. or Captain America.
Or Captain America, that's true. Okay,
Yes.
sure. Better example. This movie is pretty interesting because it has a really interesting premise that it has a sci-fi twist to it.
Yep.
If you've seen the previews, then you already have an idea of what this movie is about. Ben Kingsley is dying.
Yeah.
And he seeks
Pays
out
for eternal life.
something called shedding.
Yes.
So you shed the body you're in, get your mind transported or transplanted.
Which I did 10 years ago.
Which you did 10 years ago.
With my clone.
Exactly,
Yeah.
into a younger body, played by Ryan Reynolds. Also, Matthew Good plays this fantastic doctor/villain man. He's so
He is
great.
really great in this movie, isn't he?
Your homes, your yacht, your jet, all custom built by the world's finest craftsmen. And so will your new body be as well.
I think this is a great role for him because he has that menace, but he also has an undeniable intelligence. Even as an audience member, you're like, yeah, okay, what he's saying makes sense.
Well, I mean,
Right.
look, we're all a fool for the glasses. The glasses help too. If you didn't have the glasses on, I'm not sure I would buy the intelligence.
Makes him much more smart, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Glasses always do this
Yes.
to Lucas. So we're meeting his character, which is incredibly interesting. Ben Kingsley, actually, off the top, is interesting because I'm not sure I've ever seen Ben Kingsley like this before.
Where he's got the menace and the sort of the hostility and the entitlement.
Yes.
Well, he can play that. He can play dark very well. Sexy Beast is something that you definitely have to see because he can be this ferocious tiger on screen, and he is that in the financial sense. He plays kind of a variant on a Donald Trump-like financial wizard that has made tons and tons of money, very rich.
Mr. Hale, it's an honor. The man who built New York.
Ryan Reynolds and Ben Kingsley's characters kind of mesh inside of Ryan Reynolds' body, and there's a bit of a meltdown, a little crack in the facade.
Right.
And all of that stuff was really played wonderfully.
It was, because things are not always as they seem,
No.
especially with something like this that goes down. You can't just buy a new body.
No.
You can't just assume that the body has been raised from a test tube.
Can't assume, yeah.
No, but of course you've seen in the preview that there is a little girl that runs up to Ryan Reynolds' character and screams, "Daddy," and that's when everything changes. And that's when you, as an audience member, just feel completely enthralled by the story, because not only is this little girl fantastic, she is phenomenal, but I just bet there has been a lot of movies lately with the little girl as, you know, the central focus of the family.
Yes,
and I
it's
feel
a
like it
little
really,
manipulative
it is for
sometimes,
sure, especially if you're a man that has a daughter, and you just, because every time there was some kind of peril or something that could have happened to the daughter,
was totally
Vic was freaking out in his seat. He's just like, please no, please no. So it does keep us on the edge of our seats, but maybe not for the reasons that we want to.
Yeah, I think what it was is that it was just expert casting there, as well as some of the supporting characters that kind of bubble up into Ryan Reynolds' life that he wasn't prepared for.
I'm gonna turn around, okay? Please try to relax. Take your finger off the trigger, okay?
Is that you?
Please take your finger off the trigger.
You know, more than anything, though, this is another one. It feels like you and I keep going to see these really cool, well-made, mind-expanding kind of sci-fi type of concepts like this. And this is maybe not as good as Ex Machina, maybe not as good as that I Origins movie, which really surprised us.
No, definitely not.
But still very surprised by how much I enjoyed this movie. I think people should go see Selfless.
Listen, Ryan Reynolds is Nathan Drake, and for that
too,
reason alone,
Well, not yet, but we're
well,
calling
not yet,
it.
but we just want it to happen clearly because he's showing it off.
He could be a great
He's showing
Nathan
it
Drake,
off
absolutely.
in this movie, and he's killing it. Ryan Reynolds just commands your attention. He commands the screen, and he's a movie star for a reason. And I appreciated his performance for sure. He kept me enthralled.
All right, you got a little crush on Ryan Reynolds. What are you going to give? What are you going to give
Put that on the
Selfless?
side. Selfless is getting a 7.
It gets an 8 for me. EP's movie coverage is brought to you by Nintendo, makers of Splatoon for the Wii U.